Should you play Snowrunner regions in the normal order that we have? Well, maybe there is a better way to play a Snowrunner in order to be more prepared for each region and to avoid playing 3 or 4 easy or difficult regions in a row. So I have created this video to help new players to play Snowrunner regions in a better way. Let's start with the first region that you should play. In my opinion, the original regions are the best way to start this game. Those regions are like pure Snowrunner experience. With playing those regions, you get to understand the mechanics of this game, you would unlock so many trucks, and you would see how a Snowrunner really is. But now, what region should you play after the original regions? The next region would be Season 10, British Columbia. Yes, we are going to jump all the way to the last region that we have right now. But why you should play that region now? That region is actually very simple, it's not that difficult, so you can easily complete that region with the trucks that you already have. You don't need a very capable truck to complete that region. But the good thing about that region is, you would unlock one of the best trucks in the game. Kenworth 963. That one truck would be a great help for you in all the next regions. So go play British Columbia and enjoy this very nice region and unlock one of the best trucks in the game. After that one, we're gonna still be in Canada, but we're gonna move to Yukon. Yukon was the first region that introduced the crafting in a Snowrunner. Now, crafting is something that I don't really like and it's not really that difficult. But I thought it's good to play the region that introduced this mechanic to the game very early. In terms of difficulty, Yukon is harder than British Columbia. It's not the hardest region that we have, but it's not the easiest either. But the good thing is, you have Kenworth to help you. Kenworth can help you go through some really tough areas. Now for the trucks that you unlock in this region. Unfortunately, those trucks are not really that good. We have 2 cat vehicles. One of them is a forklift that is not that useful, and the other one is Cat 770G, which unfortunately again is not really that useful. But the upgrades that you find in this region are good. You'll find some good useful upgrades for a couple of trucks in this region. So overall, Yukon was the first region that introduced the crafting system in the game. Yukon is a bit difficult but not the hardest region in a Snowrunner. So overall, it has some flaws, but it's a good region. So now that you know what crafting is and how does it work, we're gonna still be in Canada, but we're gonna move to Ontario. Your goal in Ontario is to restore the water towers and kinda be a firefighter. For 1 or 2 contracts, you need some crafting to do, but now you know how does it work, so we're good. Ontario is not really that difficult in terms of getting stuck or tipping over or things like that. But fuel is very important in Ontario, so you always need to pay attention to your fuel. But now, why we are playing Ontario right now? It is not a very difficult region. Maybe Yukon was a bit difficult for you, so it's kinda cool to play in an easier region. But the other good thing is, you're gonna unlock another very good truck, the Dairy Special. Dairy Special is one of the better trucks that we have in the game, but a very good thing about Dairy Special is, it's a capable truck that has chain tires. And why would that be handy? Because the next region that we're gonna go is Kola Peninsula. Kola Peninsula is a very difficult region. It has 2 maps, Lake Cove and Imandra. In my opinion, Lake Cove is not that difficult. There are areas in Lake Cove that is very difficult, but not the whole map. But on the other hand, Imandra is extremely difficult. You need some of your best trucks to make any progress in this map. But the good news is, we are prepared for that. We have Kenworth 963, which is very capable truck, And there is something really good about Kenworth that I tell you in a second. And we have Derry Special, a very capable truck with chain tires. Both of these trucks are very fuel efficient, so you're not gonna be worried about fuel that much. But now, why Kenworth, a truck that doesn't even have chain tires, is very good in this region? We have this big frozen lake in Lake Cove, and there are some areas in Imandra too that are like this. But pretty much we have these areas that we are going to drive on ice. And if you get a bit distracted or you go somewhere that you shouldn't go, your truck would get stuck in ice. And that's a very horrible thing that could happen because there are no winch points around, and 95% of trucks, when they are stuck in ice, they usually cannot get out. Except a couple of trucks, which Kenworth is one of them. So with Kenworth, even if you get stuck in ice, you can still go forward, you can still make progress and get out of the ice. And that's a very good thing about this truck, which gonna help you a lot in this region. So now having Kenworth 963 and Derry Special would make Kola Peninsula a bit easier for you. Another thing is the vehicles you unlock in this region and the upgrades that you'll find. For the vehicles, my favorite is Ford F750, which I think is one of the best scouts in the game. But the upgrades that you'll find in this region are really good, especially the all-wheel drive upgrade for Western Star Twin Steer. That upgrade would make this truck a beast. But overall, we have so many upgrades in this region, so make sure you're gonna unlock all of them. Now, what's our next destination? We are going to Wisconsin. Wisconsin is actually one of my favorite regions. I don't really know why, but I really like this region. Other than that, generators were introduced to the game in this region. As much as I hate crafting in this game, generators were not that bad. I don't really mind them, but now you get to play around with generators in this map and you can understand how to use them, which is very simple. Now in terms of difficulty, Wisconsin is kinda in the middle, not the hardest one and not the easiest one. But there is something about this region. You have to deliver tons of cargo in this region, especially because you need tons of cargo for crafting. And that's when the Western Star Twin Steer comes handy. And we have already unlocked the all-wheel drive upgrade for this truck, so it's gonna help us a lot in this region. And in Wisconsin, we can unlock International Paystar 5600 TS, which is a good truck, a bit fuel thirsty, but it's a very versatile truck. Alright, now that we have good trucks and we have learned all the different mechanics in the game, we can go for the hardest region in a Snowrunner, Amore. Now, why would you play the most difficult region in a Snowrunner right now after Wisconsin? Well, I have two reasons for that. The first one is we are kinda 60% through the game, and to keep things fresh, it's a good time to go for a very difficult region. It would change things up for you, so you wouldn't feel like all the regions are the same. So now the game is engaging and challenging again. Now, in terms of difficulty, Amore is very difficult. It has some really tough terrain, areas that 90% of the trucks would fail go through it, and not running out of fuel is a big challenge too. But there is nothing that we are not prepared for it. We have good trucks, we know the game, we know the mechanics of the game, so you just need to be patient and complete this region. Now the second reason on why playing Amore right now. In Amore you can find one of the best trucks in the game, the Zik 605R. It is an extremely capable truck, basically can go through anything. And it's better to find Zik 605R kinda early in Amore, because having that truck would be a great help in Amore. Now after completing Amore, it's better to go for a very relaxing and chill region. A region with good scenery and maybe some farming. So the next region would be Glades. Driving through Glades really feels amazing. This is not a very difficult region at all, but it's a big one. Like Amore, it has 4 maps, but unlike Amore, it's not really that hard. So this region can really wash off all the pain that Amore caused you. Unlike other regions, which all you do is delivering cargo, in Glades you can do a new activity which is farming. And because of that, you can unlock 2 tractors, which are kinda cool, but maybe they doesn't come handy all the time in other regions. But there is another truck that you can unlock which I personally really like, and that is a step pike. A step pike is a really good all-around truck. I personally really like this thing, but overall all the vehicles that you unlock in this region are very good. A step pike is a good truck, and those other 2 tractors are very capable, and they are good vehicles for rescuing other trucks in other regions. Alright, we have 3 more regions to go. The next region is Dawn. Dawn is not as difficult as some region like Amore, but it's a hard region overall. There are some places and some areas in this region that are very tough to go through, and you need some of the best trucks for that. But the good news is we have Zik 605R, which is gonna help us in this region. But I think the best things about Dawn is the trucks that we can unlock in there, especially the Tatra Force. Tatra Force is a very fuel efficient truck that would come handy later on. Now the next region that we're gonna go is Tennessee. Tennessee is an interesting region. It's very empty in my opinion. Like, this region really doesn't have anything. The trucks that you unlock in this region are not really that good. The contracts and tasks are pretty much the same, and most of the activities are about like towing trucks to other locations. So what I feel about Tennessee is just emptiness. I don't know how to say it. But here's the thing, you can play Tennessee anytime you want it. It really doesn't matter. This region is just so empty. I really don't know what to say about it. It has a racetrack which is really nice, but yeah, it's not really a difficult region. The chances that you get stuck are very low, but there is a high chance that you tip over if you're not using a very stable truck. So yes, that's Tennessee. Not much I can say about that region. Now time for the last region, Maine. Maine is kinda a difficult region, especially the second map, Yellow Rock National Forest. The good thing is we have unlocked Tatra Force, which is a very fuel efficient truck, and fuel efficient trucks are very good in Maine. Now, why I have decided to put Maine the last region to play. Actually, you can unlock 2 very good vehicles in Maine, Tegabi and Aramatsu Forester. Now, this is just my opinion and my opinion alone. Maine does actually annoy me. You know, as the runners, we are in each region to fix things up and help the people in that region or those kind of things. But here we are in Maine. There are bridges that you cannot fix. There are rocks blocking some roads, but you cannot clear them up. And there are even some areas that when you open up a piece of road or a path, the path after that roadblock is so awful that you question yourself, why did I even bother myself opening up this area? Like, the reward is just so awful. There are good things about Maine too, like the first map, I really like it. I think the whole environment in the first map is really good, and the fact that you have to restore the garage at first and then be able to use all the features of the garage is very good too. But like, if I'm there to fix things up, how come you're not allowing me to actually do my job? Like, then what's the point of me being there if I cannot fix the bridges or I cannot open up the roads or things like that? So that's why I have decided to put Maine as the last region to play. But it's just purely based on my opinion alone. So I personally don't think Maine is like the most difficult region in a Snowrunner. It is a hard region, but it's not the hardest one. But in my opinion, it's just a bit annoying, you know what I mean? And that's why I have decided to put Maine the last region to play. And that's it for today's video. I see you in the next one.